Hey everybody, and welcome back to Unbox Analysis. Today we are going over something that can be very useful for a lot of people in a lot of different ways. It's from a brand that we've seen here before. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was the BlackView tablet. Today we are checking out the BlackView MP80, the mini PC. So let's check it out. Coming right into this, let's talk about its uses while we unbox it. So what is a mini computer for? Well, the best part about a mini computer is that it is mini. It is a tiny little computer. This one happens to have a 12th gen i7 in it, so it's going to be pretty fast and powerful. A couple of the primary uses I can think of. One, take a TV, turn it into a computer. This thing is so small you can mount it right behind a computer, hook up a wireless keyboard and mouse, and you are off. But what I'm going to use it for, I'm going to use it for a backup rig or an uploading rig during my trip to CES. So I'm going to CES this year, pretty excited. I've never been to CES, but the technology that's gonna be there is gonna be amazing. I'm gonna get as many videos out as I can. That's gonna be in January, make sure to check it out. But along with my laptop, so my laptop's a gaming laptop and it's decently quick, but it's not made for video editing. It's not its main purpose, it's not its main forte. But I'm gonna be taking this with me as a backup. That way, in case it starts to struggle, after I finish doing one video and start working on the next, I can put the video on here and just start uploading it right away. It'll save me a lot of hassle and give me a little extra real estate. So first off, starting off, looking at this little guy, this thing is tiny. Just a quick size comparison. This is my S22 Ultra, pretty decent sized phone. So we can look here, it's basically the same width. This thing will fit in your pocket, no problem. And it has a 12th gen Intel processor and 16 gigs of LDDR5. This also states a 512 gigabyte M.2 SSD, so I imagine it's going to be pretty snappy. So that's the main unit there. Let's check out and see what else we got in this box here. Nice little packaging too. All right, so it looks like in here we have a mounting plate. Judging by the holes on this, this is going to be a VESA mounting plate, so if you want to mount this to the back of a monitor or a TV, or if you want to get weird with it, just mount it to a VESA stand. Either way, this would also make mounting it on the wall super easy. Pretty nice little setup. Then in here we have our power cord. It's going to be a 12 volt, 2.5 amp, so it's a 30 watt power adapter. And then it comes with an HDMI cable and a couple of nice little screws. These screws are going to be for this back plate mount here. Then of course you got a little owner's manual. Tells you some of the basic stuff. So price-wise, this is coming in at $209 on BlackView's own site. Now I think you can get it on Amazon for right around $230. I'll go ahead and put both of the prices up here so you guys can choose. So overall, hooking this up, super simple. You got one power jack, it's gonna go here in the back. Looks like you also have dual Ethernet in the back. Now there are a lot of other uses for a small unit like this. Obviously, depending on the operating system, you know, you'd have to switch it up to do a couple of the other things I'm thinking about, but you could use this as a type of network protection system, hook up an external drive to this, run this as a whole Plex server. I mean, it's just tiny, it's fast, it's pretty neat. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hook this up to this mouse here. So this mouse, super cool actually. This is from a company called Byte. So if you didn't catch the live stream, we're gonna start trying to do live streams every Friday now at 7 p.m. Eastern. But if you didn't catch the live stream, we showed these off a little bit. This is an all-new line of mice from a company called Byte. Basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to have extremely budget, conscientious mice that compare with the $80 and $90 competitors out there. So, like this in here, comes in at $17.99. Color schemes are fantastic. And they have a 7,000 FPS polling rate, which is way higher than your average budget mouse, coming in at 125 to 250 hertz, stuff like that. So I just thought we'd check it out. And on the giveaway, there was a blue one as well. This one was given away as well. We gave away a whole bunch of stuff on the stream. So if you guys are interested in the live streams, Friday 7 p.m., come on in and join us. There will most likely be at least one small giveaway each one. It won't all be quite as big as the last one. But when I get a lot of this stuff from companies and do video reviews on it, I don't have a reason to keep it, so I want to share it with the community. Before we power it up, on the side here, you're going to see you have 3 HDMI ports. That means 3 different display outs at once. You got 3 USB 2.0s here. So that's enough space for a mouse, a keyboard, and then, you know, an external storage if you wanted to run this as some kind of small server or Plex server. Around the front, you have a power button. Looks like you have a little fan inlet here. Then on the back, you have a headphone jack, 2 Ethernets, and your power cable. Now obviously keep in mind too, if 3 USBs aren't enough, there's plenty of USB hubs and extenders out there, but for such a small package, I/O is pretty impressive. For our keyboard, we're just gonna go ahead and go wireless with it. We're gonna use the Newfie Acura. I did do a full review on this a while ago. If you guys are new to the keyboard world or want to get into keyboards, make sure to go check them out. I got a 10% discount code. I'll go ahead and throw it down below. We got our mouse. We got our keyboard. Let's go ahead and power it up. Looks like it's got a nice blue ring around the bottom. That's going to serve as your power indicator, letting you know that it's on. All right, so starting right up, you're going to jump right into this screen. As you can see, this is a Windows 11 setup screen. So let me get this set up, and we'll test out a few things on it. All right. So we got it all set up, got logged into Windows, signed up a few things. One thing I want to try, I want to see if it can play any games. That is not the intention of this thing at all, unless you're talking about emulators. From everything I've seen online, people are going crazy for these little tiny machines, especially ones that are this fast. So just another thing to point out, the RAM in this, it's LP DDR5, but it's running at 4,800 megahertz, which is just nuts. Basically, that's just like strapping a rocket to your computer. Crazy speeds. So let's check out the download speeds right now. Currently pulling in 162 megabits per second. That is pretty much peaking out what I normally get on downloads. We're going to try out No Man's Sky just for a couple seconds. But while that's downloading, let's give it a double test. So downloading takes a lot of processing power from the actual computer, especially when you're talking about processing power on a limited scale. So let's see if it can run a 4K video and download at those speeds at the same time. You know what? To give it a fair test, I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page because I did let this one sit for a second, so let's give it a fair test here. Got ourselves a little commercial. All right, so jumping in, double checking down here. We're at 4K, as you can see down there. And this is running smooth. Skip ahead. I mean, the idea that something this small can run this screen right here this well, already impressive. Actually, let's check something. So right now we are running the screen resolution at 1440p. I think if we want any chance at running a game on this thing, I'm gonna have to crank it down, but let's crank it up to 4K and see how it runs with the video playback in 4K. All right, so we can see right now, it's running 4K. It is smooth. Let's see what hertz it's running at. Looks like it is only going to push 60 hertz on this monitor. That's okay. Again, this is not made for gaming, but gaming could still have its purpose. All right, so true 4K playback with the monitor scaled to 4K. It is nice and smooth. It is crisp and clear out of this tiny little thing right here. I'm super impressed with this. Now, I've seen a lot of these little computers popping up over the last few years. A lot of them started as Android boxes. People would take those little Android boxes and they'd use them for their TV, right? They would install a couple programs on there like Kodi, allowing them to watch other things. They could still install Netflix because little boxes ran Android, pretty similar to a lot of cell phones out there. But now that we have a machine this small running Windows 11 and it's running it this well, super impressed. Also, just a quick update on this mouse here. It feels great and it works great. It's not skipping. Great DPI, great resolution. I haven't gotten into any games yet, but on that note, let's give this a second to download and we'll be back in a second. All right, let's give this game a go. You know, honestly, in a world where Pi has been dominating, that's the Raspberry Pi. For those who don't know, it's an open source miniature computer people use to do a crazy amount of things. From making your own little computer, usually a Linux type base on it, to running plenty of emulators. But with a machine this small and at this kind of price entering, like, it's honestly just unreal the kind of power and performance you have in this little tiny thing. So right now we are still in 4K. We'll see what the game resolution pops into if it opens. Keep in mind this is not made for gaming. I just had to test this. So far, menu looks pretty good. Oh, looks like it even still has my save states. Thanks, Steam. Haven't played this game in quite a while. If you guys played No Man's Sky, let me know down below what you thought about it. I know when it first came out, I was overall pretty disappointed, but some of the updates made over the last couple of years really kind of stepped the game up to where it should have been when it started, but in depth, that's a conversation for another time. I mean, it looks like it's loading in. All right, pause the video right now. Let me know down below, do you think this is going to be playable? No cheating. Make sure to go do it right now. It looks like the loading screen isn't the smoothest, but it's getting through it. We'll have to check and see what settings it auto set up when it launched the game. Because even though Windows is currently set to a native 4K, it can still kind of change its way if it needs to, or whatever the default settings might be. So this whole time, standing right here, I can't hear that computer at all. I'm gonna put the mic down there. Let's see if you guys can hear it. This thing is crazy quiet, and I imagine with me trying to play a game, it's probably pushing its fan at about max speed right now. So while we're waiting for this game to load, let's talk about another thing. So this Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, give or take 10 or 15 minutes. Should be here at 7, but if I'm not, give it a few minutes, I'll be on. We're gonna do something a little different. So last stream was my first stream. It was fantastic. We had people in there, the conversation was going. It was very entertaining. We unboxed a bunch of stuff, gave away things. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But on this stream, I wanna do something kind of fun. A lot of my viewers like Temu. While I am trying to stray away from Temu on some things, I know that that's what you guys want to see. So we're going to keep doing some Temu here and there. But coming up, I'm going to put a $300 budget this Friday, and you guys are going to pick what I buy. So if you want to see that, make sure to be there, 7 p.m. this coming Friday. Oh wow, it actually managed to load in. It is not happy about it, but I am impressed that it is doing this much. Let's check these settings here real quick. Yeah, it is not happy. But the fact that it's actually running this, so it's stating here, Intel UHD graphics, it did pop everything down to standard. So overall, I'm definitely gonna say this is not playable. This is definitely a little, I mean, really, I guess if you really wanted to, but no, this is not playable. But the fact that this thing right here is currently running No Man's Sky at all impresses the heck out of me. There's no doubt in my mind this will play games like League of Legends, Warcraft 3 without issue. If you guys want to see that and don't want to take my word for it, let me know. I'll actually give it a test and post a short, because I definitely understand certain people want to see certain things with these machines. But today, this was more of an introductory to it, showing you what it is, what it costs, and what you can use it for. So on that note, we're going to cut this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you have any questions, you want to see anything else more from this will not be going away. I'm going to use this. So please, let me know down below. I have no problem making a couple of shorts, or if I get enough requests, I'll go ahead and make a whole second video. If you got time, come see me on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll have another live stream going where the audience is going to pick what I buy. All right, on that note, we'll see you on the next one.